They call America the land of opportunity, a place where anyone can carve out a fresh start, reinvent themselves, and chase their dreams. But what happens when that dream leads you somewhere that doesn't exactly roll out the welcome mat? While some states take pride in their hospitality, others meet newcomers with raised eyebrows rather than open arms. Here, it's not just about moving in, it's about proving that you belong. For some, it's about protecting a way of life that's been untouched for generations. For others, it's frustration over rising home prices, shifting cultures, and an influx of outsiders who don't understand what makes their state unique. And then there are those who just like their space and don't see the need for more neighbors. Yet, for all their reluctance toward newcomers, these states offer something undeniably special: breathtaking landscapes, tight-knit communities, and a culture so rich that even the most skeptical outsider might start to see the appeal. But be warned, settling in won't be easy. Some places make you work for your acceptance, and these states are at the top of that list. These are the 10 states that hate outsiders. Number 1, Montana. Montana, the legendary Big Sky country, is a land of untamed beauty and wide open spaces where the rules are simple. Outsiders are welcome to admire from a distance. Towering mountains, rolling plains, and snow-dusted peaks make it a paradise for adventure seekers. But if you're thinking of settling in, don't expect the locals to throw a welcome party. At first glance, Montana seems like the perfect place to start fresh. There's plenty of land, room to breathe, and stunning scenery in every direction. But that's exactly why many Montanans live here: to escape the crowds, not invite more in. Longtime residents aren't thrilled about newcomers, especially those arriving with California plates and big city habits. You might get a polite nod in town, but don't mistake that for an open invitation. If you don't know how to handle a harsh winter, navigate rural life, or tell the difference between a bull and a steer, you may want to rethink your move. Number 2, Wyoming. If Montana is tough on outsiders, Wyoming takes things up a notch. With fewer residents than many major U.S. cities, this is one of the last places where the Wild West isn't just a legend, it's a way of life. People don't come here for growth or change. They come to preserve what's already theirs. And if you're thinking of moving in, you'd better be ready to respect that. Wyomingites pride themselves on their independence. The cowboy lifestyle isn't a relic of the past, it's still how many live. If you're the type to bring big city attitudes to a place where cattle outnumber people, you'll quickly find yourself an outsider in more ways than one. The state boasts some of the most breathtaking scenery in America, from Yellowstone's geysers to the jagged peaks of the Grand Tetons. But that doesn't mean the locals are rolling out the welcome mat. Search online and you'll see the message loud and clear. We're full. Wyoming isn't just a place, it's a mindset, and it doesn't change easily. Number 3, Idaho. Idaho might not be the first state that comes to mind when thinking about unwelcoming places, but don't be fooled, it fiercely guards its way of life. Once a hidden gem of the Northwest, Idaho has seen a flood of newcomers in recent years, and locals aren't exactly celebrating. Unlike the vast, empty landscapes of Wyoming or Montana, Idaho has growing cities like Boise, drawing tech workers and remote employees searching for a quieter life. The issue? Many longtime residents feel that outsiders are driving up housing costs, reshaping local culture, and bringing political shifts that don't align with Idaho's deeply rooted values. Californians in particular face an uphill battle in earning trust. While the state's stunning lakes and endless hiking trails make it easy to see why people want to move here, don't expect immediate acceptance. Respect the land, adapt to the culture, and if you're lucky, you might just fit in. Number 4, Alaska. If there's any state that embodies the phrase survival of the fittest, it's Alaska. With its untamed wilderness, harsh winters, and unpredictable weather, this is no place for the unprepared. But what truly makes Alaska tough isn't just the brutal environment, it's the people. Alaskans have a deep, almost unshakable respect for the land and an equally deep skepticism toward outsiders who think they can handle the extreme lifestyle. Moving here isn't just about enduring the cold, it's about proving that you can survive. Locals have little patience for newcomers who whine about the lack of big city conveniences or expect life to be easy. If you can't chop firewood, navigate treacherous roads, or endure months of darkness, you'll quickly question your decision. While Alaska offers some of the most breathtaking scenery and adventure on Earth, it's also one of the hardest places to fit in socially. To truly belong here, you have to do more than just live in Alaska, you have to become Alaskan. Number 5. Utah. Utah is a land of striking contrasts. Its landscapes, from towering red rock canyons to snow-covered peaks, are some of the most breathtaking in the country. But beneath the beauty lies a culture that doesn't always embrace change. While Utahns are generally polite, breaking into their close-knit communities can be challenging. Many locals have deep-rooted traditions, and outsiders often struggle to find their place. The state leans conservative, and those moving from more progressive areas may feel an immediate cultural shift. On top of that, rising home prices have fueled resentment, with many blaming transplants, especially Californians. Utah may be stunning, but for newcomers, fitting in takes time, patience, and a genuine effort to respect the local way of life. Number 6. New Hampshire. New Hampshire's motto, "Live free or die," isn't just words, it defines the state's spirit. While its scenic beauty and tax-friendly policies attract newcomers, locals are deeply independent and protective of their way of life. People here aren't unfriendly, but they value privacy, and breaking into tight-knit communities takes time. Outsiders who arrive expecting quick friendships or cultural shifts will be met with polite distance. Change isn't welcomed easily, and New Hampshireites prefer things to stay as they are. If you move here, don't expect an open-armed reception. Earning a place in this state requires patience and respect. Number 7. North Dakota. North Dakota is cold both in temperature and in its attitude toward outsiders. With punishing winters, a sparse population, and a way of life that has remained unchanged for generations, it's not the easiest place for newcomers to settle. Locals see outsiders as people who don't fully grasp the hardships of living here. The oil boom brought a surge of newcomers, and many longtime residents weren't thrilled about the change. While the job market is strong, the social climate can feel just as harsh as the weather, especially for those unaccustomed to the quiet, tight-knit nature of small-town life. Number 8. Vermont. Vermont is famous for its stunning foliage, quaint small towns, and deep-rooted identity, but that identity doesn't always extend to outsiders. Locals take pride in their tight-knit communities where big developments and chain stores are often unwelcome. If you're not a fan of farmers markets, locally owned businesses, and a slower pace of life, you may struggle to fit in. Vermont is also one of the most environmentally conscious states, and newcomers who don't embrace its eco-friendly mindset will find acceptance even harder. Moving here means adapting, not expecting Vermont to change for you. Number 9. Hawaii. Hawaii is paradise, but only if you're just passing through. Generations of tourism and mainland transplants have altered the islands, and many locals feel their traditional way of life is slipping away. Rising housing costs and overcrowding have only deepened the divide between residents and newcomers. While Hawaii's landscapes are breathtaking, the cost of living is among the highest in the U.S. Simply moving here doesn't mean you'll belong. Locals value culture, respect, and community, and if you don't take the time to embrace their traditions, you'll always feel like an outsider no matter how long you stay. Number 10. Texas. Texas is fiercely proud and independent, and while it has drawn waves of newcomers, not everyone is greeted with open arms. Many Texans believe outsiders bring changes that clash with the state's deeply rooted values, making them wary of too much outside influence. Texas has a lot to offer: booming cities, low taxes, and some of the best food in the country, but fitting in isn't automatic. Becoming a true Texan takes time, effort, and a willingness to embrace the culture. Locals respect independence, tradition, and loyalty, and if you don't, you might always feel like an outsider. Love exploring unique places and cultures? Subscribe now for more deep dives into the world's most fascinating destinations.